Dear travelers, welcome back to the Twilight Zone. You see before you two groups of individuals. Here in the Twilight Zone, we refer to them as group number 1 and group number 2. Why reinvent the wheel? It is up to you, of course, which of these two groups will be sucked into the Twilight Zone tonight. On the count of 3, I need you to shout out either group 1 or group 2. But don't say group, just say 1 or 2. Why make it harder than necessary? 1, 2, 3! Group 2. And so, dear travelers, once again, we are going to need the assistance from the audience member. We shall retire an important object, and I shall shuffle the cards. Once again, I will need a volunteer to temporarily join me on stage. I see someone being volunteered. That's how it works in the Twilight Zone. Will you join us on stage? Will you award him a thunderous round of applause? What is your name, my friend?
Joe.
Joe, thank you very, very much for helping us tonight. All right, Joe, I want you to imagine which of these cards is the best one. And then I want you to choose that from the pile. You are right, that is the best one. Excellent. Show everyone what it says. A wish. Do you have a wish, Joe?
Of course.
Well, don't tell anyone. All right. Yes, this group will somehow be sucked into the Twilight Zone through the force of a wish. However, we are not going to decide what that wish is right now. Instead, we are going to let our story begin, and at some point, which will surprise you, I will come and ask you for a wish. A hint. It's probably when I get out of the chair and come over here. But you never know. In order to start off then, since we will delay the gratification of the wish, where are these 3 individuals when our story begins? On the count of 3, shout it out. 1, 2, 3!
Yay!
What did you say, my friend?
Hospital waiting room.
Yes, that's right. They are in a hospital waiting room. My friends, sit back and enjoy episode 2 of the Twilight Zone. Waiting.
She's gonna be okay.
Does anybody have $1? Oh wait, I think I only have a 5.
I don't have change.
Well, there's a Hershey's bar in here, and what do you want, John?
Well, $1 could buy us a whole lot. It's 1960 after all. Yeah, I'll just take one of everything. You know, those whatchamacallits, those are Mom's favorites. Maybe get a couple of those.
Yeah, for when she's out of surgery.
Or, you know, just to enjoy one of her favorites while she's still around.
They're out of them.
Deborah, just pick something.
Sorry.
I don't mean to snap. I'm just nervous.
I don't feel like eating.
That makes 2 of us.
I didn't have breakfast. You know, I'm pretty sure whatever I ate, I'd puke up anyway.
I don't understand how this happened. I mean, she walks every day.
I know, crossing the street, same room. She looks both ways, and there's that car out of nowhere.
You know, when we lost Dad, I was pretty lost. I mean, I was only a child. I don't know if I can handle losing Mom, too.
We're not going to lose Mom.
How
She's
can
going
you be
to
so
okay.
sure, Deborah?
Because Mom is active. Mom knows everything. Mom, she doesn't die.
She's too young to die.
The car hit her straight into a tree. She was impaled.
But she didn't die. They're still operating on her. She's a fighter. Listen, it's going to be fine, okay? Well, whatever happens, if the worst were to happen, we'll be okay.
Let's get our mind off of this. Who wants a French lesson? You know, just like when you were a kid and I was taking French, and I would write on the chalkboard and teach you French.
Go ahead, Deborah. Fine.
No, you guys don't.
No, I'll sit. Go ahead. It helps me get my mind off the...
I remember one word you taught us. Mort. What does that mean?
Dead.
Well, teach us another word.
Santé.
What does that mean?
Health.
Health. Santé.
Yes. And in fact, when you cheers, you say votre santé, which means to your health. Let's cheers to Mom right now.
A votre santé.
Well, I don't have anything to drink.
Is there a bar at this hospital?
There's the mini bar, but you have to give me the $5 bill. Votre santé.
Votre santé. It means to your health, a wish to your health. Don't you love French?
Can't even cheers yet.
You want another?
Yes.
You know what? All these toasts are to health, to this, to that. Why don't we wish for something this time?
Deborah, John, and Flaubert. Three siblings who stand on the brink of a chasm. And on the other side of that chasm, fading further and further away, their mother. That is the chasm of death into which they are staring. And yet before this day is over, they will stare into a chasm far more deep than death, for they will stare into the chasm of the Twilight Zone.
Flaubert, wish?
Yeah, a wish. People who say to your health or to friendship, to family, to love, to whatever. I want to make a wish. I want us to wish for something. And of course we all wish for Mom to come out of surgery healthy, yeah?
Yes, that's a given.
Right.
Yeah, so we don't have to wish for that. I feel like we wish for that if the opposite would happen.
Indeed, they do not have to wish for it, and yet they will make a wish, and coincidentally, or perhaps not so coincidentally, they will all wish for exactly the same thing at the same time. On the count of three, shout out, what is that wish? 1, 2, 3! What was that? Yes, that's right. When I sit in this chair, at the same time, they will all wish for time travel.
count of 3. Just say what your wishes out loud. 1, 2, 3. Time travel!
What?
Drink! Ooh. They don't joke around here at the hospital bar.
Medical grade Bushmills.
We all wish for the same thing? That's pretty awesome. Time travel.
Time travel.
Yeah, of course, we're all being fanciful and funny.
Flaubert, why do you want to time travel?
Might sound a little silly. I want to ask Marjorie Taylor to prom.
Marjorie Taylor Brown?
Yeah, my high school sweetheart. Well,
Yeah,
my hopeful high school sweetheart. The sweetheart I always wanted. I was always too shy then.
When you didn't have fun with Mrs. Carlson, janitor? I thought she looked lovely in her dress.
She was sweet and all, but I was 18 and she was 68.
I still have that picture on my fireplace.
I wish you would take it down. Well, what about you, Deborah? What are you looking for?
I wish I had, gone to college instead of getting married to Frederick. That was a mistake.
Yeah? That's
Then I wouldn't be 32 and divorced, childless, working at the ice cream parlor. I don't have a law degree.
Weird. Wasn't your wedding the day after that dance?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Oh.
You should have brought Mrs. Carlson as your date to my wedding. But hey, if we could ever time travel, maybe you could bring Marjorie Taylor Brown as your date. Or actually, my wedding wouldn't even happen.
Well,
Yeah.
John, what about you?
I mean, the day before the dance was the day that Dad died.
Oh, yeah. I was so sad he couldn't walk me down the aisle at my wedding.
Yeah. Well, that would be my wish. I would go to the top of that building. I'd stop that lightning bolt or something from striking him.
Sure. Let's be real. We never really cared for Dad. He was kind of an absentee father, wasn't he?
Well, after he died, yeah.
I still went to my prom the day after he died. What does that tell you? She had her wedding the next day. What did that tell you?
It tells me that maybe you two liked Mom a little bit more than I liked Dad.
You're quite the detective, John.
It means that I wanted to move on with life. I didn't want things to go not according to plan. I'm always so rigid with my plans. My plan was to get married young. I went through with it.
And I never really made plans. I'm door-to-door vacuum salesman. Anyway, doesn't matter now. It's all in the past. Oh, the doctor's coming over. Doctor, Dr. Fleming, how is
How's
she?
our mom?
I'm sorry.
You're sorry because our mother is so obnoxious and she's alive and okay?
That's not what it means.
Well, she was doing really well. We managed to knit back her hips, repaired the massive damage to her femurs, both of them. And when we went to carefully remove the oak branch that was lodged in her spine. She bled out, hemorrhaged massively, and died. We tried everything we could to save her. Her last words were, "Whatchamacallit?" Not really sure what that meant, but I thought you should know.
Maybe we should have wished for something else, huh?
There's a chaplet on the 3rd floor if you want to pray.
Thank you, Doctor. I'll be.
Here's a pamphlet. Sorry.
You okay, bud?